I can say we are going back to where we started. We are looking at competitive analysis, and this is a Pokemon that I've been meaning to do a competitive analysis for forever because I love Mega Altaria. It's just a giant fluffy cotton ball, but unfortunately, I just really got distracted, or not distracted, but like just caught up in real life or the Team Building University videos or a new series I'm developing, which is going to be competitive terminology, something like that, and then also the CSL. So I haven't really gotten a chance to get around to it, but hopefully I'll be able to like kind of mix and match and give everybody a little bit of what they like. So here we go, Mega Altaria. So regular Altaria, was nothing too special at all. Like it was, as far as I believe up until 6th gen, up until its release, Mega Altaria's maybe. I don't know. It was. I know that this was for quite a long time the highest special defense stat on any Dragon type Pokemon, but it did have a crippling weakness to ice, but it did have a ground immunity, and that ground immunity still becomes very clutch, along with this natural cure, can be super helpful, along with Cloud 9. These are two very helpful potential immunities, sort of potential abilities for a Pokemon that is trying to help set up. Alright, so let's go. Mega Altaria, nothing too crazy on the stats. Like, it's definitely pretty bulky, 110, 105, 75, like, not the bulkiest thing. Like Mega Swampert or some stuff like that, they are bulkier, but so it's not the crazy bulky Pokemon that a lot of people think it is. But with that said, it can definitely take a hit or two if it needs to. What really contributes to Mega Altaria's bulk is how many awesome, very useful resistances it has. First of all, it's weak to Poison, Steel, Ice, Fairy, but all those are just 2x weaknesses. Poison, a lot of those are not super common attacking types, but a lot of them become a common attacking types just to deal with Pokemon like a rampant Mega Altaria. But that said, it resists a lot of common OU like attacks in the OU tier. So Fighting, Bug, Fire, Water, Grass, Electric, Dark, and also an immunity to Dragon after Mega Evolution, immunity to Ground before. So that means it gets a chance to set up, especially let's say you switch in on a choice locked Landorus T. Switch in, Dragon Dance up before you Mega Evolve. Once you're finally like ready to go, Mega Evolve, and you have yourself a monster. The other thing that really, the one I think what makes Mega Altaria more than anything an OU Pokemon is this nasty ability right here, Pixelate. Pixelate gives it a 1.3x attack boost, along with gives it a 1.3x attack boost along with switching all normal type attacks to fairy type attacks. And that what you're going to find is that just makes it an absolute monster to behold. You give it a return, and it that's a 130 something base, around 130 base power move. That is absolutely going to be bone crushingly powerful. 130 stab attack with no drawbacks. And fairy type has great neutral coverage. So you're definitely going to find a lot of power with that. Between that and like a move like Earthquake, you're going to get fantastic coverage. The two things resisting Fairy being Steel and Poison. Sorry, Steel and Poison. Yeah, and Steel, Poison, and Fire, all of which are weak to Earthquake. So weak to Ground. So Earthquake becomes a fantastic. So it gets great coverage options. It really does. And there's a reason that Mega Altaria is ranked S ranked by the current OU, and like that is without a doubt. There's a really good reason behind that. This thing hits like a truck, is bulky like a truck, and has access to Dragon Dance, which is another selling feature. But alright, so I'm going to get into 4 different sets here. Physical Altaria is definitely the bread and butter set for Altaria, and personally my favorite. Dragon Dance, Return, Earthquake, Roost, like I just said, Return and Earthquake offer fantastic cover next to each other. I think you should run an Adamant Nature, just because after a Dragon Dance, or Mega Altaria can reliably get up 2 Dragon Dances pretty well. But after a Dragon Dance or 2, you're really gonna like you're gonna outspeed everything anyways. And Mega Altaria, especially if you only get 1 up or even less than that, it really appreciates the extra damage just because like the 319 attack stat is just not cutting it in the OU tier. Even with a Pixelate boost, that's you're gonna really struggle to find KOs because Return is, while it's super powerful neutrally, it doesn't have fantastic super effective coverage, and at that point you're really relying on that. But another option, what you could do, and I like to do this sometimes, but it depends on your team obviously, is you could run Fire Blast and go for the Naughty Nature. And what this does for you is it lets you beat a lot of Pokemon that usually are usually considered checks to Mega Altaria. So Normally, Heat Trend's a pretty good check, but Earthquake covers that. Skarmory is a pretty good, really great check to like probably the biggest check, and that beats Skarmory. Bar Sturdy, being the usual annoying, like Sturdy Whirlwind or something. Who knows? It helps you out against Ferrothorn a lot. Helps you out against Scissor a lot. Bar it being trapped into Bullet Punch, and then you're screwed. Helps you out with a lot of things like that. Unfortunately, Earthquake and Fire Blast, the thing that I've always found is it gets a little misleading how much damage Return does, because you find yourself doing a ton of damage all the time neutrally with Return, and Earthquake actually just does so much less damage because it's not stab and doesn't get that Pixelate boost. So you're going to find yourself doing this much less damage than you might expect with Earthquake, which is why it's usually very useful to calc, because sometimes a resisted Return actually still does more damage than a neutral Earthquake or something like that. So always worth it to consider that. But yeah, so Roost gives you some extra survivability, while Fire Blast will give you some extra coverage options, and I would say that's totally dependent on the team you're building Altaria with. Special Altaria. Special Altaria is not as common, but still definitely viable. I'm running Hyper Voice Fire Blast. This makes Fire Blast a much stronger alternative, and again I'm running Earthquake, and this time I'm running Roost. You get to forego Dragon Dance in this set for an extra coverage move. So in this case, Fire Blast, Earthquake, and Hyper Voice give you fantastic coverage. And you gotta run the rash nature here, but you're gonna get a lot of kills actually with this thing. And a lot of people will expect a physical set, maybe switch in a fantastic physical wall, and boom, you slap them with a Fire Blast or a Hyper Voice, and you just like really, really punish them. Alright, so then next is I'm putting out is support Mega Altaria. Because Mega Altaria is really appreciable bulk, it's going to be able to function as a pretty good support Pokemon. Here I'm running Roost, Return, Heal Bell, Tailwind. This will be a really good support Pokemon for probably a more balanced team, a team that's looking for a Pokemon that can really offer up an offensive presence. With Pixelate Return, you're still going to be doing damage. Definitely nothing too bad. Like 258 is not the worst attacking stat when it comes to a Pokemon that is actually filling a support role. So 258 plus Pixelate, you're going to find yourself doing respectable damage if you need to. So it's an option for a support Pokemon without losing too much momentum. It has again fantastic resistances, and you get status support. I opted for Tailwind because that's pretty useful, but there's not a whole lot of other options. Haze is another potential option, but I think really what you want to do is you want to run Heal Bell, that's just going to be super useful. And next, finally, we have this is a kind of a cool set that I thought up, and it's surprisingly not used, and I feel like. And maybe this is just me, but I haven't been able to utilize this set to great effect. But I feel like I'm missing something, because this set looks monstrous. With the amount of resistances that Mega Altaria puts up, a Rest, Sleep Talk, Dragon Dance Return set seems super viable. I think the only problem being that unlike Curse Talk, you can't invest into bulk, but that's why I invested into bulk, so it's a respectable bulk. But I think this is definitely somehow underutilized, and I feel like maybe I'm just doing it wrong. But I really would love and comment in the section below if you guys find a way to use this effectively, or give me a link of you guys with the replay killing it with this set, because this set is actually just, I feel like it's really underrated somehow, and also not working for me. I don't know why that is, because it seems just like a fantastic win condition. You set up a couple Dragon Dances pretty efficiently, you're really bulky, and then just proceed to just wreck house. Alright, so I'm gonna go find a battle, and I'll see you on the flip side. Actually, before I get into the videos, one thing I totally forgot about was that I always make a part in these videos about team, like what threatens them and what pairs well with them, and because I haven't made one of these videos in so long, I kind of forgot that. But alright, so I think probably the #1 answer to Mega Altaria in the OU tier is going to have to be Scissor, namely Choice Band Scissor, just because Altaria really can't stand up to a Choice Band Scissor Bullet Punch before it Mega Evolves, and when it Mega Evolves, it is like screwed because it just gained a Fairy typing. So Bullet Punch really punishes Altaria. I think that's probably the #1 way to deal with Mega Altaria in the OU tier, because it outspeeds with priority. Another really good answer is Mega Gross, because Mega Gross can, I think, even take a +1 Earthquake from Altaria, although don't quote me on that. It can take a +1 Earthquake from physical Altaria, I think. And Meteor Mash, Oko's, Bullet Punch might be a 2-hit KO. So that's like a pretty unfortunate way for Mega Altaria to go. Those are two of the big ones. I think after that, it really depends on what coverage options you're running. Choice Scarf Magnezone could be a problem, but after +1 Dragon Dance, Fire Blast can do a hefty chunk to it. I don't know if it OHKOs, I forget, but it'll definitely OHKO on the special attacking variant, but I don't know if it OHKOs on the non-special attacking variant, like a physical set. Ferrothorn is a great check if Altaria isn't running Fire Blast, but if it's running Fire Blast, it's screwed. Skarmory could be, but Fire Blast again helps with that. If Altaria opts not to run Earthquake, so namely on these two sets over here, these almost always runs Earthquake, but otherwise, Heatran just walls this thing for days. So because of the aforementioned reasons, I'm going to talk about some Pokemon that team build well with it. The first one I'm going to say is Magnezone is a great option. I would recommend Choice Scarf Magnezone but although you could go for Choice Specs. Magnet Pull lets you trap. If you haven't noticed, these are all Steel types, which is the #1 thing. But Magnezone can really deal with Scissor, Ferrothorn, and Skarmory really effectively. So that's 3 out of 6 checked, and so that's not really big. It helps a lot. Another really good a couple options are Excadrill helps by clearing off the field from hazards, and also providing Earthquake to beat Magnezone, to beat Heatran, and maybe even to hurt Metagross. If you're a Choice Scarf variant, that would be great. Other options are definitely, I think, Landorus T is a pretty good teammate. Unfortunately, they do share the common Ice type weakness, so that makes them kind of a problem. But however, Landorus T can really help against a lot of these Pokemon as well, along with offering you maybe some Stealth Rock support and Intimidate. Other options include the Latias. Because of the flying typing before Mega Evolution, hazard support can be super helpful. So the Lati twins offer their own unique ways, while also helping to overwhelm the counters for Altaria. So usually Ferrothorn is a great counter for Latias or Latios, if it's not on HP Fire, obviously, and then also for Altaria. But in the style of bird spam almost, except dragon spam, these two Pokemon can work to overwhelm these physical checks. These defensive checks, and through that you can hopefully overwhelm them, and just beat them like that. Another Pokemon that which is underrated, but I think works really well actually, is gonna have to be Starmie. Starmie is a offensive spinner or defensive spinner. You can run it either way really, and Fat Starmie isn't even that bad. But Starmie can spam Scald. Really helps out against Heatran, Scissor, Metagross, and Skarmory. Bolt Beam. Not as well against Magnezone. You got to be wary of switching into Scissor just in case it goes for a knockoff or U-turn, in which case you are screwed. And it can't really touch Ferrothorn that well. But again, that's another really fantastic option. And like a lot of these are gravitating towards the role of hazard support, which is something that Altaria looks for. And then hazard support, I think the #1 best partners are going to be Magnezone and Excadrill. In my own opinion, I like to run one of those two Pokemon, if not both, a lot. Obviously, being wary of running both, just because that's a shared weakness of ground, and also fire. But it is what it is. All right, so that's what I wanted to say. We're gonna get to the battles now. I am. Geez, what team was this? I don't even know. Where's this team? There it is. I am running physical Altaria, Choice Specs Magnezone, which is gonna be great for trapping those steel types, like I said. So Scissor, Ferrothorn, Skarmory. Latios is gonna be my defogger of choice, and it's gonna give me some options. I don't know why I'm running Roost a lot. Oh, jeez, but I'll just leave Roost on. Roost isn't really the best option, but it's not that bad either. Let's keep switching in. Excadrill is running X Scissor for dark types, although a lot of other options would hit better probably. But I don't know, why not? I just didn't really need Rapid Spin on Excadrill as well. And I'm currently running this nature, but I should maybe switch to Adamant actually. And then Talonflame is going to serve as a priority abuser, revenge killer. And good thing I just noticed that I'm not running Gale Wings. And then Lando T will be my Stealth Rocker, and it's from physically defensive Lando, so Stealth Rocker, and hopefully gonna get some kills maybe with some powerful attacks, because even on Invested it hits 327. Alright, let's get started. You guys might have noticed I'm actually not on my normal account. That's because I'm laddering on that account. I don't want to mess it up by screwing up a game. Although I don't even know this is one of my accounts that I have for messing around. Yeah, 2 wins, 2 losses. I just kind of log onto a random account that I have. So we're not even in great zone. This person is not running a great team, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not liking their team a lot. But we might do another battle after this. But I'm just gonna lead with Excadrill just kind of wrecks no matter what he switches in on. So Meloetta. So I'm just gonna go for a. How bulky is Meloetta? I feel like it's really bulky on the special side and not on the physical side. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for an Earthquake. Oh, that ate that up pretty well. Berry Juice. I don't know what this guy's doing. I guess Meloetta's down, but I don't have a ton of Pokemon that really want to switch into the Swampert to TBH. I'm just gonna go protect an Earthquake or a Waterfall coming my way. Hydro, geez, I don't know. This guy's a lord, but I'm just gonna drop a Draco. DNC does want to come in. I wasn't sure what this guy was doing, so I just kind of went for it. But I'm just gonna switch into Excadrill. Unless he's Rock Polish DNC, I'm just gonna be able to. Geez, okay, so I'm actually just might click even Earthquake here. He's gonna expect me to go for. Yeah, I'm just gonna click Earthquake here, I think. Actually, let's go for Iron Head. So Earthquake probably would have been a better move, but alas, it is what it is. I'm just gonna switch back into Latios. I'm using Latios as a defensive pivot right now, which is silly, but just gonna go for a Psyshock then. If he is obviously showing that he wants to switch out to DNC, so I'm just gonna bop him with the Psyshock. Leftovers maybe? No, I'm just gonna bop him with another. Then I don't know if it's gonna. Okay, so he did give up a lot of his bulk when he did that, so he gave up his ability to sponge my hits, along with revealing that he's not Mega Rupt or Mega. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be able to drop a Draco on this guy. Hashtag quoting Pokeaim, but kind of wanted to get one of his shirts a lot too. But I'm gonna switch into Altaria. Talonflame cleans up pretty well, but it's not really a cleaning point in this game. I'm expecting to want to switch to Swampert, but even if he does, Swampert can't take 2 of these, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I think that's going to be game. Yeah, we're going to look for another battle after this for sure, just because I didn't even need Altaria in this game. This guy was just not running the greatest team. I don't know if he's just not very competitive. Maybe he's new. I was kind of like hoping how much did the crit really matter for the end result of the game? I guess not a whole lot. But so yeah, all right, let's look for another battle. Hopefully one where Altaria can get some work, and if it doesn't in this one, I'll probably just restart. Alright, so definitely a more intense team. He's running Mega Sableye. That's going to be interesting, actually, because I'm going to have to fear the Willow on my Altaria, but also I'm going to want to kill it with the Fairy typing. Mega Altaria can put a lot of work onto this guy's team if I can set it up at the right moment, but it's going to come down a lot to setting up on the right moment. I'm just going to go for Excadrill here. I'm expecting a Mega Sableye lead. Okay, so he did not lead with Mega Sableye. I'm just going to switch into my own Landorus. Put down my rocks. As long as it doesn't switch out to Sableye for some reason, I can put down my rocks safely. So he's probably revealing that he's some non-Scarf variant as well. He might be a Earthblade, he might be a Leftovers. He could be defensive or offensive. I don't know yet. Well, that will still to be determined. Okay, so I am kind of expecting a Crocoon here. In which case, I don't have a lot of good answers. Although I do have a monstrous special attacker in the wings here. So he does reveal Scald, but like I'm kind of expecting that, I guess. I think he's gonna want to switch out into Landorus. I'm just gonna make a play here. That Landorus is gonna want to come in, go for the Flash Cannon. I think this, unless it's HP invested, which probably is actually, this is gonna be yeah. So that would have been a kill, probably revealing that he has some HP investment. But I think most defensive or offensive variants will have HP investment bar when they're not running Scarf, obviously. I'm expecting an Earthquake, so I'm just gonna switch into Latios. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go for a Defog here. Or actually it might be a good time to drop a Draco, but I'm just going to go for a Defog. Actually, no, Psyshock was probably a bad idea. Okay, so although he did. Okay, so I just want to calc Latios, OU Life Orb, Gardevoir, Mega Gardevoir probably. So let's just see Gardevoir regular blank set maybe. Gardevoir usually runs speed. How much damage did I do to that thing? 44. So we are in that range actually. Let's just see if we make this 252. Yeah, so he's probably a speed invested Gardevoir. So then if we make this Mega Gardevoir, chances for a kill are just about the same actually. Why is that doing the same amount of damage as before? 43 to 51. 43. I don't understand what's going on. 115 special defense. Mega regular Gardevoir. What is going on? 135. Why is that doing the same damage in both cases? Oh, because I'm hitting physical defense. Right. So we can actually get a secure, pretty much guaranteed kill with that. So that's actually a pretty clutch kill right there on the Gardevoir. Gardevoir not being a giant threat actually for Altaria, but also not being setup bait. So take from that what you will. I'm totally forgetting that Psyshock hit physical defense. I'm expecting Bisharp to want to come out, and I might have just sacrificed what would have been a really valuable wall breaker otherwise. But Sableye does want to come in. I'm just gonna defog. He goes for Toxic, probably revealing that he's not a Will-O-Wisp set actually. So he was Mega Altaria actually, so I'm gonna just take that as a chance to switch in Altaria. Probably not running dual status. I mean, that would be really crazy. So I'm just gonna take this as a chance to bop him with a return. I just want to make sure Altaria with return is gonna do enough damage to a Sableye. OU Prankster Utility, 252 defense. Yeah, just no questions asked. It's gonna wreck this thing. So it does get the Prankster, but we are gonna kill it really quickly here. So I am probably gonna expect either Bisharp to want to come in, or I don't know. Maybe Talon actually. Talonflame might be a good switch for my opponent at this point in the game. In which case, I'm just going to probably split out into either Landorus or Excadrill. Landorus being safer, Excadrill being a little ballsier, but obviously getting me better offensive options. He disconnected, but we are seeing that Altaria just kind of puts a lot of pressure on my opponent's team. Alright, well, I think that's going to be a video actually. I'm not super feeling playing any more games with this team right now. I do really like a Mega Altaria. It's actually the team that I'm using right now is a variation of a Mega Altaria team. The name is Bond. If you guys ever see this team, I'm also considering doing a couple other videos that you see here. There's probably, you can see it right around here. There's videos that might be coming out soon. Charizard Y, Charizard X, Pinsir, T-Tar. I don't know why Mega T-Tar is so underrated, because this thing is a monstrosity to behold. Look at that bulk. That's actually 440 defense stat once you get like 400 something defense, special defense once you take factor in sand. That's ridiculous. Anyways, but yeah, I'm actually laddering with this team. I'm not going to click on it just because I don't want to reveal any sets yet. But this is probably going to be going up the RMT once I feel like I've reached the peak of it. The team's been doing super well so far. I'm really liking it. But yeah, so expect some lives actually. I think I just want to do some just competitive lives. My opponent did not come back, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Crack Nation out.